Hey man, Scoop, right? I'm Brian Outlaw. Nice to meet you, man. Well, I hear that you need a partner tonight against Chris Danger and Brandon Collins. Those guys, they're mind game professionals. They know how to get into your head, and they'll stop at nothing to cause turmoil. I've dealt with them in my time. But now, things are different. Chris is stronger than ever, and now he's got Brandon Collins at his side, once again. So what do you say, kid? Are you in?
Hey Brian, thanks for introducing yourself, man. You're right, I've been having trouble with both that Danger guy and his buddy Brandon lately. They're always trying to mess with me, getting in my head, but I'm done putting up with their bullshit. You want to be my partner tonight? I'm in! Let's give those two cowards a taste of their own medicine.
Welcome everybody, we are here with Rain here on this Saturday afternoon. Hopefully y'all are doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty good myself. We got some nice weather outside as we have Peyton Reed coming out here, the debuting Peyton Reed. Now you just heard just a few moments ago that Scoop and Brian Outlaw will be teaming up against Brandon Collins and Chris Danger later on tonight. So that should be an exciting main event for Rain today. So I apologize for being late here. I know it's a couple hours late, but we had some things to handle. For whatever reason, the game likes to switch up my matches to like one of my custom matches, and then it screws up everything. So I don't know if that's like some glitch or some bug or whatever, but we managed either way. As we have the brawler, Jordyn Williams. Now she is a former undisputed RCW champion, holding the Dream title and the RCW women's titles simultaneously when the company was under that name. The only other woman to do that is Scarlet Outlaw, or Sky Outlaw as she likes to be called. As we'll see what Peyton Reed, the Steel Rose from Pittsburgh, does here against Jordyn. Now Jordyn now with the roll up there. A count of one and a kick out easily. Now I don't know much about Peyton Reed here, but I know that she's very quick on her feet, as evident there with those strikes. But Jordyn takes her down, and Jordyn looking to get it back into the wheelhouse, but there's Peyton quickly trying to get things moving. Now we have our first ever premium live event under the Noble Pro brand, Conquest, coming to you this month in just a few weeks. So that should be pretty exciting, as look at these moonsaults there landed beautifully, and looks there's gonna be another one off of the top rope there. And a cover and a kick out at one. Now Jordyn, she is a submission specialist, and Peyton Reed, from what I do know about her, she has a very versatile offense. She's looking to go for those moonsaults yet again. Peyton Reed obviously paying homage to the Pittsburgh Steelers with her attire, and just trying to get this over with and can't seem to do that. And you can tell by the urgency of covers that seems like Peyton doesn't want to be here for too long. And there's that technical prowess on display there, trying to get the arm weakened up. And the splash right to the back. I don't know how effective that was, but still does the job, however. Look at this, these quick strikes. Jordyn can't seem to find an answer for it. And our referee doing a great job here tonight, making sure that this match goes smoothly. In action tonight, we'll also see OSK versus Jason Outlaw, one half of the Outlaw tag teams, as Jordyn almost had the victory there with the count of 2. Now Jordyn's very quick. She knows how to get opponents off guard, and that's what Peyton's going to have to find an answer for. Now look at this. Jordyn couldn't get all of it, got some of it though. But it looks like she crashed and burned for the most part. As Jordyn resets the count, very smart though. On her part, play of the day. Landing beautifully on the outside as Jordyn now able to get Peyton back in. Now she could be going for the ball and elbow. Looks like not. She's calling up Peyton up to her feet. This could be bad for her, and it is, as Jordyn met nothing but canvas there. And a sliding drop kick right to the side of the head. Now this is what Peyton Reed calls the yellow jacket, the knee strike right there. And what a sting that is, as she almost got the victory there. Now calling it the yellow jacket after that insect. They are very aggressive. More aggressive than bees and wasps. I guess that symbolizes the aggressiveness that Peyton has shown here in this matchup. She's up on the second rope, awaiting for Jordyn to get to her feet there. And now look at this! Moonsault DDT off of the second rope. And a lackluster cover there. Referee's got to get down and won't get down in time. Look at this. Up and down here. Look at this. She called this Steel Reigns. After the Steel City of Pittsburgh, referee taking forever there. 2, and Jordyn still able to power out. You saw the huge hesitation there from the referee to get down for the 3 count. That could open a window here for the buzzer beater for Peyton. Look at this for the buzzer beater. Has it locked in. And Peyton able to get out of it. But that was very quick. She had to act very quick there and keeps going after the knees. The double knees there into the blackout Meteora. Now Peyton on the top rope there. Look at the elbow drop, taking shades out of her opponent's playbook there with the elbow drop off at the top. 2, could have it one there and a kick out. Does not seem to be working here for Peyton, as Peyton trying to go for that splash and just trying to get this over with. Referee down, almost had the 3 count there. And once again, Peyton, they're going to cause some trouble here. Peyton now up on the top rope here. This could be very bad here for Jordyn, and there's that Hurricane Rana, but I think Peyton may have hurt herself off of that. Getting into the cover, referee taking a little bit of time, 2, and Jordyn still powers out. It's going great, Marcus. Hopefully your Saturday is off to a great start here. Saturday afternoon, joining us for rain. As we are in our opening contest here with Peyton Reed and Jordyn Williams. Looks like she got the reversal of the play of the day. And looks like Jordyn's trying to catch her off guard again. And a count of 2. It's not really the acceleration of the pins. It's more of the being off guard that causes a problem. Trying to sweep the leg, Jordyn able to get that going, and Jordyn looking for the flagrant knee perhaps, and just taking her down from behind. And speaking of knees, there's the knees right to the side of the head. And Peyton on wobbly legs, but able to get out of the way of what could have been a bad crossbody there. And Jordyn crashed and burned badly. From that, I believe she's already gone for that here in this match. One time over. And you know what they say, when you go to the well too many times, comes back to bite you in the ass there. Now looking for the arm there. And going right back to the arm. Now Peyton, she likes to maneuver a couple of submissions in her repertoire. Looking for play of the day, perhaps again. And here comes Peyton. Look at this. The blackout meteor from Peyton Reed. Once again, it's been working wonders for her in this matchup. Another flip now. Look at this. We've seen this earlier. And there's the moonsaults, looking for the trifecta. And got it off of that. And once again, Peyton's really feeling it now. Now rolling into the corner, looking for the Meteora, and couldn't get it. And Jordyn, once again, looking to catch Peyton off guard in a count of 2. That's been the story here. In this matchup. And possibly looking for steel reins, and Jordyn not out of the way of that one. There's that knee strike right to the midsection. And now Peyton with the Samoan drop. And now Peyton says it's time. Calling her up to her feet, looking for that moonsault DDT, and lands it again. I think Peyton's just showing off now. And she's looking for steel reins right here. That lariat, look at this. Up and down, looking for steel reins. What a camera angle of the steel reins there. Right to Peyton, and Peyton's got the victory. What a finish there, and what a debut for Peyton Reed. As the steel rose. It's a big victory here over a undisputed women's champion, former undisputed women's champion, I should say. Folks, I should raise your attention to our eFed partners such as SCW, courtesy of my mod Young Sin, and Paradise Wrestling, the PWC, courtesy of fellow viewer Fight Mics. As you have some of the stars here on Noble Pro and Reign and that are from those companies. We saw Dante Morales this past week on, or I should say this past Wednesday rather, on Noble Pro, and he faced Chris Danger. Almost came out with a victory a couple of times there, but unfortunately for him, Chris Danger is just too much. And Peyton Reed, the steel rose, as you see some of these replays here. And that was all she wrote there. You look at the camera angle and the steel reins, that lariat. Took a while for the referee to get down in position, but there's that 1, 2, 3. And Peyton Reed with the first victory here in Noble Pro. Don't go anywhere, folks. More matches coming your way next. All right, folks, here we are with your next matchup. As we have OSK Look at this man. OSK. He's done a lot of despicable things here in his time. With RCW, now known as Noble Pro, turning his back on his partner Tyler York in the Hit Squad to go on a path of pure destruction. Like I said, folks, Conquest coming at you later this month in May. Now, the date is being determined. We will, as of next week, you'll know the date of Conquest, our first premium live event. The card has already been pretty much determined and ready to go, but the card is always subject to change, folks. Always subject to change, and OSK, he is not a man wanting to change, but I don't think he cares too much about that. As we have his opponent. There's Jason Outlaw now. Jason Outlaw, one half of the Outlaws, and Brian and Jason. They're brothers. Jason being the younger brother of Brian Outlaw. Former tag champs in RCW. Now under this rebrand, all titles have been vacated as a part of this rebrand. Meaning that those who were once tag champs, women's champs, and all the above are no longer champs. However, every single title will be on the line at Conquest. We are going to crown our very first champions at that event. And it should be exciting, folks. Our first premium live event coming to you in just a few short weeks. Like I said, more information to come on that on Wednesday on Noble Pro, so stay tuned for that. And as we get this matchup underway, how about the work of Zane Pierce, our GM, making sure to stay on top of things? You saw that Morgan Reese has been suspended indefinitely. And I think Zane Pierce also hinted to the possibility of Morgan Reese being terminated of her Noble Pro contract. She wasn't too happy about this whole rebrand, and I don't know what she's talking about in regards to it, because all of our stars knew about it. She's saying nobody said anything to me about the rebrand. She's almost like saying like a random email. You know those things when you get random emails and, you know, from your bosses or from your work and nobody told you anything? Like, you know, I understand that sometimes communication can, you know, not be so good in a company. But you have to think about it. With this rebrand, you know, I made sure, as owner of this show, to have this rebrand go properly. You know, we had to change the logo. We had to do a couple of things to get things up and running. And I'd like to give a shout out to Fight Mikes and Young Sin for being so awesome and helping get these things running, because honestly, those guys, without our eFed partners, there were many times where when this brand was RCW that it wouldn't exist, simply because the game decided to corrupt my data, and there was a couple of times where, you know, we had to get that back, and knock on anything, let's hope that something like that never happens again, but you never know. But it's our eFed partners that keep this going, and our community that keep us going, so we greatly appreciate every single one of y'all that tune into the shows and have a talent on the shows, and we appreciate Zane Pierce as well helping us out. As OSK tries to get this victory here for Jason Outlaw, but Jason not going to allow him to have it easy, and look at that kick there. And yeah, so Morgan Reese is gone for the time being. I'm not too sure what the nature of her suspension is. Zane Pierce did not elaborate on that as a count of 1. He did not elaborate on that. And that's his business. Like, that is 100% his business. I entrust him to make sure that everything is A-okay, and he did what he needed to do. Morgan Reese, in case you guys don't know what's going on, Morgan Reese, she had interfered with a matchup against Bella Durov when Scarlet was against Bella Durov, and not only that, she got into a confrontation with her backstage as a bail kick lands flush right there to OSK, and OSK kicks out at 2. And so now, you know, and people are asking, why isn't Scarlet suspended? Well, because Scarlet, you know, was the victim in this situation. I understand, you know, both ladies got into the altercation, but you have to understand that Morgan Reese abandoned Scarlet in that match. She just said, all right, I'm done. Walked out of that match, and it was all she wrote there. Scarlet tried to fight like hell in that match, but it was 2-on-1 handicap. You know, that's possible, but, you know, I'm not really good at math, but I don't think the odds are in Scarlet's favor in that matchup. As OSK was going to the top rope, but couldn't. Jason tried to take advantage of that, and unable to. There's a reversal there, and OSK going right after the arm again. Now he's looking for a huge knee strike there. That lands flush right across the jaw and has OSK knocked out. No, he's still in it. Now looking for that pump kick and can't get it. OSK hesitated though, looking for Dark Matter. Got it! Dark Matter. And Jason holding his own. He is holding his own right now against OSK. OSK's had a lot of momentum on his side, but this has been all Jason so far. There's Jason with a meteor off of the middle rope there. Oh, but OSK trying to turn the tables now. OSK now. Keeps going after that arm, finding a target and trying to weaken it as much as he can. Jason, no. Turning it around now, Jason. Gonna get a running start into the double knees once again, are working for him, and that bail kick lands. And that dazed OSK in the corner. And once again, Jason looking for the victory. Count of 2, almost had it. Look at this. Tried to charge in. Look, a submission hold on OSK right here. The damage being done here. And OSK had to get out of that. Had to fight tooth and nail to get out of it. Sling blade lands there. OSK now. Tried for the Enziguri, missed it. And a slight hesitation allowed Jason to take over. This is something that OSK is not familiar with. I haven't seen OSK be like this. Tried for the bail kick maybe, and OSK said no. Oh. Jason caught the kick the first time, not the second time though. Now here comes OSK. OSK off of the rope and a drop kick. And OSK lining up his shot now. There's a reason why he's called One Shot Kid, and he's taking it right now. There it is on Jason Outlaw. And the counts are beginning to start now. OSK scramble into his feet, and Jason able to take advantage. And look at this knee strike coming in. Hot there. There's that knee strike once again. 1, 2. Could have OSK here, and he still powers out. Remember the... And look at this. Jason just hammering away. I am not too sure what's going on with OSK here. And another knee strike. Look at this. He's near the ropes, however. 2, kick out. OSK refusing to die out. But the ammunition is getting low right now. You can see that OSK hasn't had much ammunition. There's another knee strike. 1, 2, 3. No! OSK powers out again. How many has that been so far? I think it's been 3 or 4 at least. Now OSK looking for that knee strike right back, and Jason said no. Now turning it around, looking for the sleeper perhaps that he was trying for earlier. And look at this German suplex. And both men tired. Jason got to his feet first. Oh, what a knee. You have to wonder if you're Jason here, what do you got to do to get OSK down for that 3 count? And look at this. Jason busted open along with OSK, and again, there's that drop kick. And now OSK now. Calling Jason up to his feet. Look at this! Oh, OSK crashed and burned there. And Jason with a double axe handle. And I think OSK's just exhausted everything possible at this point. And OSK looking to turn the tables now. On Jason, trying to get him in the corner again, setting up for that marksman drop kick. He hasn't been able to hit it just yet, and look at this. Oh. Slipped right out. Did OSK. Now OSK got him in the corner now. Up on the top rope again. Jason just one step ahead. There's whip now. Look at this. Drop kick again. OSK now. Again, just looking to take him to the outside. Going to what works. Seems like he's been trying to create space, looking for that black mass kick and can't land it. All things going wrong for OSK here. And look at the moonsault, nobody home there. And that may have been the opening that OSK needed. Look at this, taking him out with a crossbody. And look at this, look at that knee strike, caught it. 1, 2, Jason powers out at 2.5. what you got to do here if you're OSK. I really don't. You know, you've done everything. Jason, you've done everything as well. You can see the welts on the back of OSK, and look at this, it's just a scoop slam. Could have won the match there, and a kick out at 1. Look at this, look at this. Got him in the possum pit. 2, almost. Now look at this German suplex. And Jason rolling out. Referee. And hit by the OSK. OSK not too happy with what's transpired in this matchup. And I don't blame him. And look at this again. Another knee strike. Used it to bait. Two referees count slow. And Jason kicked out. Now Jason powered him out. Off of the top rope. And that's going to be bad. Another knee strike. 1, 2, 3. Jason here. Celebrating the victory. OSK just fuming. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to get to your next match momentarily. All right, folks, here we are with your next matchup. As we have women's action coming your way now, we have Scarlet Nova on our way out here now. I mentioned earlier the issues with Scarlet and Morgan Reese. Morgan Reese has been suspended, so that shouldn't be a problem for Scarlet, as she cannot be in the building or anywhere near Noble Pro for the time being. And it seems like she doesn't seem to care, because in that conversation that she had with Zane Pierce, he said, if you can't handle all of this, maybe you need to find somewhere else to wrestle. And she said, maybe I should. How's that for your precious company? So she is not afraid to just call it quits and be out of here. But that's neither here nor there, and Scarlet can't really worry about Morgan because, well, at this rate, she has to worry about her opponent here tonight. That being this young lady. Natoli Xander. Now, Natoli Xander's had a lot of issues with the likes of Riley Russo. You guys remember that big rivalry when Noble Pro was RCW. That rivalry, possibly one of the greatest singles women's rivalries I've had the pleasure of calling. Like, we've had plenty of good ones, including Sky and Jordyn back then. Natoli Xander, Riley Russo, the whole Scarlet Nova and Savannah Williams. A couple of really good female-led rivalries that I've had the pleasure of calling over the years, and it's been something, I must say. Scarlet Nova determined. Now, the last time we saw Scarlet Nova in the ring, I believe, is she took an L to Bella Durov. So, we'll see what happens there. Look at that, the standing Spanish Fly looking to get the victory early. 2 almost already. Man, that would have been something. this. Natoli Xander trying to lock up. Pushing Scarlet back now. And both ladies are broken up, but there's a little bit of a cheap shot afterwards. Now, Natoli Xander turning it around. Now Natoli in the driver's seat right now. Natoli now with a face wash in the corner. Shades of Dakota Kai there with that. And now lackluster cover. One. Pretty academic there. And now Scarlet. With a kick right to the side of the leg there. Able to get it going and a code breaker. Trying to get the victory here. Count of 2 and another 2 count. Notice how it's a 2 count early. I've never seen one be that early before. At least in a long time, at least. Natoli tries to turn this around, going for another face wash. Could perhaps no, the enziguri doesn't land. And now the standing Spanish fly again. Scarlet looking charged up and ready to go now with a little bit of a determination with that pump kick. And she's really feeling it now. Enziguri catches Natoli. And what's this here? Somebody looking to cause trouble. No entrance music or anything. Distraction somehow turns her attention to the stage, and there's Bella Durov with the chair. Bella Durov attacking Scarlet with the chair. We saw Morgan Reese helping Bella Durov in that matchup. Referee didn't see it. Natoli making the cover over and wins it in the most anticlimactic way possible. That chair shot knocked Scarlet out. Not the win you want if you're Natoli, really. And I doubt that she cares really how she won it. Let's see, the referee didn't see that. The referee's back was turned there. And Scarlet was busted open. She could have a concussion here. Natoli Xander picking up the victory in the most anticlimactic way with a chair shot. And we're going to get to your main event in just a few moments. All right, folks, here we are with your main event. As we have tag team action coming your way right now. You know that entrance music? It's the Scoop, Scott Richards. And he's here once again. Now this past Wednesday on Noble Pro, our flagship show, Brandon Collins picked up a victory, but it's a little bit tainted because he attacked Scoop before the matchup. You saw that mix-up with the production truck. There was like the replay screen flashed, and next thing you know, Brandon Collins is hammering away on Scoop. And you saw earlier tonight, Brian Outlaw introduced himself to the Scoop and basically told him, hey, if you want a partner, I'm in, man. Now Scoop and Brian know each other very well. They went to school together. But Brian Outlaw was the one to get into wrestling before Scoop decided to step into the squared circle. So this is the first time ever we are seeing Brian and Scoop team up together. Speaking of Brian, here he is. Now Brian is no stranger to Chris Danger. No rhyme intended there, but him and Chris Danger have had their spats before, all the way back in Season 3, Season 5 of RCW. So they have their history, folks. Especially when it came to the world title, the RCW World Championship. And also Brandon Collins as well. Brian Outlaw is no stranger to him, because wherever Chris Danger goes, he's got friends. And even if those friends happen to be friends that he's collaborated with and done content creation with, you know, he knows. And I think, honestly, he was just trying to give Scoop, you know, a little bit of a warning, if you will. We have Chris Danger and Brandon Collins. They call themselves Fatal Upload. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that Chris Danger was behind the attack, the orchestrated attack from Brandon Collins. Even though that Brandon Collins and the Scoop Scott Richards were scheduled to face each other, I think Chris Danger wanted Scott Richards wanted the Scoop to be weakened up for possibly a future matchup. I mean, everything's still up in the air when it comes to Conquest right now with the title matches and everything that's going on. So maybe, you know, we had something in regards to that where, you know, Chris Danger just wanted a little bit of insurance for those potential matchups. Pile driver right on to Brandon Collins, just like this past Wednesday on Noble Pro. Look at this! A hook of the leg from Scoop and only a kick out at one. Very understandable there. Brandon Collins tried for a springboard, possibly a cutter there, but couldn't do so. And there's Danger being taken out. Oh, and there's the elbow right there. And look at this. Oh, look at the code breaker.
There's the tag.
And here comes Danger. Scoop and Danger. This is Scoop's debut right here. I should say, this was Scoop's debut match on Noble Pro a number of weeks ago. It was on the premiere episode of Noble Pro, which you can catch over on my YouTube channel. Enter the command YT in chat to gain access to that. It's in a playlist titled Noble Pro, as well as Rain is, look at the cutter from Chris Danger. Now a couple of boots to the face. Seems like Chris Danger doesn't seem to be taking Scoop too seriously. He said, "You're not just a former Walmart worker, you're a future loser." And there's Brian to break it up. Basically calling him trash. And it's went as far as to say and call him, you know, a fake wrestler. Somebody who's not a real wrestler. No, I highly disagree with that. It's a scoop slam. to Chris Danger. Now he's looking for a little bit of payback. Looking for the page turner. Got it, the page turner. On to Chris Danger. Trying to get Brandon Collins off of the apron. And scoop. He wanted a piece. There it is. And Danger able to get up to his feet though. And now Danger now. Taking over. Scoop needs to make a tag here. Scoop in trouble. Couple of shots there. Now Scoop. I'm going to turn the tables here. On Danger. Pile driver right to Danger. And now Danger looking to make the tag, and he got it. But Scoop is right there. Falcon Arrow could be happening there. No, Scoop. And a chop block there right to Brandon Collins. Or right from Brandon Collins, I should say. And look at this. Brandon Collins and Chris Danger. Looking real good right now. And look at this. I think Brandon was looking for the This is Sparta drop kick. And now finally, Brian tagged into this match. Finally, Scoop able to get a little bit of rest. And look at this combo from Brandon Collins, and this could lead to a knee of glory here. This could be bad here for him, and look at a super kick. Usually he goes off the ropes using that knee of glory, but he landed the super kick instead. It was effective nonetheless. Now look at this. Brian's going to get a cutter too. No, he's not. Danger. Crashed and burned there. And now Brandon Collins taken out. This is Danger. And Brian Outlaw, old rivalry renewed. Tried for a kick. Danger got out of the way. Danger. Elbow right to the face and looking for a pump kick. And Danger got out of the way of that one. And bang, right there. Super kick right across the face. And Danger wants no part of this. He tags in his partner, Brandon Collins. BDE, Brandon does everything. And look at the Famouser. The Famouser right there could have the victory. And Scoop right there. And Scoop calling for the tag. I don't know if Brian knew where he was at the moment. Oh no. There's Danger calling up. Could be setting up for the Panama Sunrise. No, a drop kick middle rope. Still effective. Now look at this. Scoop. Going over to attack Chris Danger. And look at this. That slight hesitation from Brandon Collins. Allowed for Brian to take over, looking for the correction, and Brandon Collins with the inverted DDT. Oh, but Brandon Collins looking to end this thing. Knee of glory. Look at that. The hit to the leg and the knee of glory could have it won, and Brandon Collins can't get Brian Outlaw down. At least not yet, and there's Scoop. And look at this. Off of the apron goes Scoop, face first. Brandon Collins was there to help out his partner, but that allows Brian to take over. Got to pay attention to the legal man inside the squared circle. Now Brian. To do something dangerous. Brandon Collins got out of dodge there, and look at this. Brian just one step ahead, and oh, look at that. Talking too much for the camera. Uh-oh, this could be bad there. Brandon Collins up and down with that splash. And Brandon Collins now maybe going up for another one. And that could be over. 1, 2, kick out. And Scoop was looking to go over and cause some issues. Scoop right now not on the apron. 1, 2, kick out. He's worried about Brandon Collins there. He's got to be on the apron to get his partner in there. Now look at this. Taste of danger on Danger. Look at that. Turning the tables on Chris Danger, using his own move against him. And a Brandon Collins able to break it up. And he goes down. But the referee's down, however. And an exploder suplex. Oh, and there's Scoop. Off of the apron goes Scoop again. And I'm not sure who the legal man is. Is it Brandon or is it Danger? I think it... Look at this. This is chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. 1. And here's Scoop again. Scoop getting dumped. And look at this. Danger may have gotten caught. Correct on the Danger. Brandon's out. And now looking for the jailbreak DDT. Got it. Jailbreak DDT 2. Danger powers out. And now here's that tag. Scoop wants a piece. And look at this. Scoop with a super kick. Couldn't get all of it. Seguri takes Danger down. Brandon out of commission. And now he's looking to charge something up. Oh, not sure what happened there. You know, taking Danger out. Danger's in the corner. There's Brandon. Brandon's taken out. Look at this. Scoop going in and unable to get it going. Looking for the cutter. No, too far. Was Danger. And there's Scoop with a knee. And tuning up the band is Scoop. Taking a page on a Danger's playbook. Sweet chin music, can't get it. Suplex from Danger. Irish whip to the corner. Scoop in Danger right here. Now look at this. Tagged in Brandon Collins. And look at that takedown moonsault. Hit. And there's Bryant taking out the ref, doing his job. Oh, but Brandon Collins setting it up. Looking for the Swanton, nobody home. Swanton, nobody home. Page Turner. Page Turner. Page Turner on Brandon Collins. 1. No. Brandon Collins kicked out at 1, and the referee was a little slow there due to the interference of Brian Outlaw trying to break up the count. I get why, but you have to be careful. You could screw over your partner trying to do that. And a tag in. Brandon Collins maybe in a world of hurt right here. Main event here, folks. Brian Outlaw and the Scoop teaming up. Take on Brandon Collins and Chris Danger. This matchup came about because of the actions of Brandon Collins last week attacking Scoop. And look at this. Brian may be in trouble. Kick out at 2 after the Famouser. And Brandon's lying in wait here now. Brandon looking for the suplex back into the ring, and wow! What a way to get Brian back in the ring. Tried for the knee of glory and flopped there. And now Brian, once again in trouble. Brandon Collins. Look at this. Trying for the correction after the double knees in the corner. Brandon said no. Tried for the knee of glory. Sidestepped it. Tried for it again. Sidestepped it as well. Brandon Collins in trouble now. Look at this. And Scoop getting his comeuppance. But Scoop needs to get back. Oh! The knee of glory! Scoop needed to get back on the apron. The knee of glory caught Brian, and Brandon Collins wins it. What in the hell? I think Brandon, or I should say Brian, excuse me, was paying attention to what Scoop was doing on the outside, wondering when he was going to get up on the apron. And now Brandon Collins has not only scored a victory over Scoop, but also Brian Outlaw as well. It just seemed that Danger and Collins were the more cohesive unit here. And you look at this. You saw that Brian was looking at Scoop and kind of saying, "What are you doing?" And that was all she wrote as the knee of glory wins this thing. And Scoop and Brian Outlaw fail in their tag team bout. Chris Danger and Brandon Collins, they don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon.